Now, we have a free legal advice service which is being offered in a new scheme. So, one of the UK's largest legal advice centres, run by the School of Law at Liverpool John Moores University, has invested. It's been a couple of months now. It's a couple of, well, don't say nothing yet, Rachel. Has invested 2.6 million in premises in Liverpool. Now, off the back of that, LJMU has now partnered with a grassroots organisation, Liverpool Advocates for Windrush, to offer Windrush communities in the northwest of England free legal advice. Now, this initiative aims to provide free legal advice to Windrush communities, supporting individuals with their legal needs and ensuring access to justice for all. Now, I'm joined by Tonika Stevenson, paralegal and founder member of the Liverpool Advocate for Windrush, and Rachel Stalker, solicitor and clinical legal education program leader with LJMU School of Law. That's a mouthful.
Sorry.
I thought I could talk, but I can't put sentences together. That was a lot. But you know what? I'm loving this. But before we talk about the new partnership, Rich, can you share with us about the centre and how long it's been open for as well?
Sure, thank you. So I started the law clinic about 10 years ago, and then we grew to the size we are when we moved to Harman Street year before last. So we see about 200 to 300 clients a year.
Wow.
And it's a service supervised by solicitors, but it's run by the law students in John Moores in the School of Law. So we currently do family disputes, commercial and wills advice during term time. So we're closed at the moment and reopen in September. So partnering with Liverpool Advocates for Windrush has been a fantastic thing to start planning.
Well, I'm loving this partnership, obviously, because I think it's important as well. But, you know, how was the conversation, Tonika? Because we always, you know, we have so many different organisations in the city. We have, you know, three, four universities in Merseyside. But these conversations are really important. But sometimes you have grassroots organisations that are quite nervous about even approaching universities like John Moores University. But what was that conversation like for you? And from your research, why did you feel it would be a good fit?
Well, thank you for having us, firstly, Ngunan, and because of you, frankly speaking.
It's true.
You were the conduit, you were the missing link, and you made it easy and possible. Was it not for you? Because my knowledge of Liverpool or Merseyside is very limited. However, what I thought would be best is connecting with people who knew the area better. And you introduced me to John Moore University. Yeah. Why I thought it would be a good fit after the introduction was made is because they are the largest in the country and one of the largest in Europe, if not the largest.
Wow.
Our survey indicated that at least thousands, 7,200, if we do the math just for brevity purposes, are affected in Liverpool. And we, Liverpool Advocates for Windrush, cannot meet that demand should people start knocking on our doors.
Yeah.
Some of those people have already accessed the schemes, but the mental health support that's still needed and others who have not, we could not handle it alone. So having LAC on board is a blessing in disguise, frankly speaking. Thank you, Rachel.
And Rachel, you know, what I loved when we had a conversation, you said this came at the right time.
Yes.
Can you expand on that?
Well, we've grown to a point where we've got about 85 solicitors volunteering with us. We've got a huge couple of hundred students helping out. So we can add capacity where people need it. And we've got a fantastic network of pro bono support in Liverpool and beyond as well to call on. So in planning this project, you know, when you introduced very fortuitously introduced Tonika and Garrick to me, I can say, yes, we can do that. Let's adapt what we're going to do next year to meet this unmet need. And Tonika and Garrick have done so much work already to map that need. So now let's try to help people where we can. And having run for a while and having the network we have meant that we've been able to line up support and basically create a kind of hub to help people. So as well as our students in the Legal Advice Centre and our solicitors who already support us, firms, some of the large firms like Lee Day and also Greater Manchester Immigration and Aid Unit have come on board to say, yes, we'll support support this, let's work together. And there are London clinics doing this kind of work already who we're hoping to work with as well. And also to bring a Northwest perspective.
Yes.
There isn't a lot of support. There's not university law clinic support in the Northwest as yet for the Windrush work. So being able to talk to London about what we're seeing up here, and hopefully collecting some data about what's happening, what the barriers are, what the problems are, and feeding that into a wider conversation about what needs to change. That's what we're really looking to do. So the timing and the resource we have means that we can say yes, and then let's see what we can do to help.
You know what? I think this is what I love about Liverpool. Those conversations are so easy to have. And you can't not hear what people have gone through with Windrush and not want to do more. You know, I've not been affected by it, but I know people who have. And it just breaks my heart that when I first met Tonika, and, you know, I've known Gareth for a very long time, and you think this is such a small team. And number one, to protect, you know, the team and their mental health, as well as you know, having a career, we need that support. And I think it was a blessing that LJMU and Rachel were able to say, you know what, we are behind you. How can we help? But also it supports the students as well, you know, because this is something that I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine, and we were talking about, you know, politics and, you know, stop the boat and all these things. And she made a good point. She said, actually, she's, you know, white, middle class, and she said, it never affected me, so I didn't care. But actually, the more you look into it, you realise it affects everyone. You know, how we treat people it says a lot about us. You know, and I think Liverpool's such a beautiful city in terms of how we love to support people. But Tonika, how are you feeling? Because you've been doing this for a while. I mean,
Yes.
so I can imagine the big smile on your face when everything kind of fell into place.
Yes. I screamed at home, Rachel.
I didn't know that.
I was like, yes, yeah. You know, I have it, you know, I'm training to be a barrister. In a few months, I've passed my bar course, get called to the bar, so I'll be an unregistered barrister. Just people age left. But it was the elated feeling of getting the signed documents. Yes, we're over the hump. We reached a milestone. Let's get on to the next. But it was equally heart-wrenching shortly after when I read the news, the Guardian news, that as of the end of this year, starting next year when the e-visas are introduced, the Home Office is introducing e-visas.
What's that? Oh, God.
So there's no more BRP cards.
Oh,
and therefore
goodness.
it's going to be about 200, according to the Guardian newspapers, 200,000 people in the UK are going to be affected.
So what does that mean?
And they made a parallel, they drew the parallelism that it'll be like another Windrush scandal. So if that's the case, those already affected by the Windrush scandal, are they now going to be sidelined for this newer scandal that's going to be similar to what that generation, 6 generations are going through?
Yeah.
Or does it get put into one pot? How does that work?
Yeah.
Haven't people suffered enough with poor immigration regulations?
And it's interesting because obviously we're talking about the Windrush generation, but I think the treatment of immigrants in general is appalling, you know, and trying to have that conversation about being kind. Yes. Everything that we do in this city and this partnership is about being kind.
Yes.
You don't have to be affected directly, but it's how you want people to live an equitable and safe life, you know, because I always say we might not be vulnerable now, but we could be vulnerable next. You know, we just don't know. I've got 2 friends who at the age of 46 and 47 have had a stroke. They're now seeing the world through the eyes of being disabled now because they can't walk around the way they used to. So they're classed as vulnerable adults, and society is not built for them. So many of us, we don't have to be crossing the boat. We shouldn't, you know, it's not about, you know, trying to, you know, just, I don't know, it's just about a fairer society, which seems so simple, doesn't it? But actually, it's not so simple. It's like when they say common sense isn't common. You know, it really isn't. You know, it really isn't. And I always hope that when people listen to these types of interviews, they think, what else can we do? Yes. Is there anyone listening now and thinking, how can I support? You know, because this is a big job.
Yes.
It's a very big job. We've got new government. What does that mean for you, Tonika, and the Windrush team? Because, you know, does that mean brand new conversations? Does it mean you have to start all over again? What does this mean?
To be honest with you, Ngunan, I'm not sure how to interpret it.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding the fact that Labour were in power when this scandal, in a lot of people's opinion, started.
Okay.
And it was through successive governments that caused the problem we have today. Hopefully, this Labour government that we voted in will start righting the wrongs because they contributed to it.
Yeah.
However, the new Home Secretary, she said that, you know, she's committed to this. So we just have to wait and see. We appreciate that nothing will happen overnight. They're new into post, but we are looking, we're waiting, we're hoping. So please do what's right.
So when will this new partnership, when will it all kick off? Is it September or has it already started?
So we're already working together and doing some community awareness raising, which is going to start next week, I think. We're going to be in town, handing out flyers and talking to people about what the Windrush scandal is. Do people know about it? Might they be affected? And if so, what can they do? And then the university students are back in September. So we want to start helping people from September. People can call and make appointments. And then we'll see what comes in and then which bit of the hub we've set up is going to be able to help. So September's the big launch. And we've got a couple of events coming up that we'll send you
So
information about.
we will need to bring you back in
Yes.
to promote those events because I think it's very important. I'm really excited for you both. I am really excited. You know, I always say I'm a good luck charm.
You really are.
I am a good luck charm.
We need you. We need you to carry on.
And anything else I can do, just let me know. But I think this is going to be such a good example of how partnerships with universities do work, and like I said, an example to other parts of the UK on how this could be successful.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited. You know, obviously I'm biased because I'm an alumni of LJMU, but I am. I think it's a beautiful start to a fantastic journey ahead. But off the back of that, and Storm Beryl,
Yes.
have you guys been affected by?
No, we haven't. Not as far as I'm aware. Guyana
Okay.
hasn't. However, we do have family in Barbados, and they were gearing up because
Okay.
they thought that were going to be hit. On the way in, I heard that Grenada has been decimated, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Please, if you can help, you don't have to be affected by something to do something.
Yeah.
We're all human beings, first and foremost. So please help if you can, donate if you can. There are respective links to these different countries. Please donate, please help. After all, England is an island too, surrounded by water. And if the storm changes, then we can be those people.
Yeah. Excellently put. Thank you, ladies. Have I missed anything else? How do people get in touch if they need your support?
One, they can go through our website. Our website is still under construction and we will be getting a new one, hopefully soon. Our details are on there. Alternatively, in September, you can go directly to LAC on Hardman Street and just make an appointment or call the help.
Yeah.
But alternatively, we're here 24/7.
Amazing.
Law doesn't sleep.
It's really true, it doesn't.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in.
Thank you.
Bringing some
Lorraine.
sunshine into my studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
UK Black with Ngunan Adamu.
BBC